Did that scare you? Hello there, how's your day? I'm Ame Gakita desu. To all the new viewers, welcome. And to all the returning viewers, yes, this is still the same Ame Gakita. It's just that I have been a little bit of image change. No, this is not a Halloween costume, but I will be using this for even after Halloween. So, in case anyone wondering, like, what happened to the old model, what happened to anything, during last night's stream, I actually kind of like did a little bit of costume change. Like, I was actually doing the model for it, and in a way, let's just say that I did plan a change of my avatar since like who know how long when ago. But at the same time, like my recent plan was that I'm going to change my model after episode 400. But considering that this is already like 392 already, so a little bit of, let's just say a little bit of early change, not to worry about. But yeah, I do like this new model change have been like overdue for like quite a long while, and I've been stuck on the hair for a long while. So in the end, let's just say that finally it changed, and I did get quite a good few advice from the chat when I was live streaming there, including the change to my ears, the change to a little bit of my glasses along the line. So in the end, yeah, this will be the one that I'm using. And if you guys are wondering, like, does it make me look a little bit mature? If it does, good. But if some of you do wonder, like, why am I still all blue? Well, blue is one of my favorite color. Deal with it. But yeah, I do actually like. I might like, just in case anyone wondering, will I change my my costume, my clothes in future? Yes, maybe. And if I get any good model clothes or whatever, and I want to change to it, I would still change it. But at least the head above is already kind of like fixed until further changes. But yeah, in case anyone wondering like what happened to my old model, will I be using that? Yeah, I don't think I'll be using that, but maybe once or twice if I feel like it. But I'm sure that a lot of people will be wondering, like, for this old man, why have I been using a childlike model? Well, there is a little bit of history lesson here, and yes, this is a random chat, so deal with it because there's no way I'm gonna end a random chat. Just a short little introduction to my model. I'm just gonna I feel like this would be a quick little lesson of my first model all the way to the one that you're seeing right now. So in case anyone wondering like what is the first model that I've been using, well, there is actually kind of like an app that I've been using for who know how long that is called Reality. So Reality is a person who to do live stream, as well as that you can use the model for live streaming itself. One good thing about the model is that you can actually customize the character, and they do give you a lot of preset item, hairstyle, everything to do the model change along the line. And initially I did use an old man model, or as well as an adult version model, but that time there was like a cat versus dog event, and this at the time was only released in Japan. It was not global, it was not released to the whole world, it was only in Japan. So I talked with quite a few Japanese streamers, and we all decided that, you know what, let's change our model to look like either a dog or like a cat, and as well as that we end up the sentence with either a wolf or a meow. So at the time I was more of a cat person, so I choose to become a cat. And the only issue with that is that we do like they didn't have like a lot of different cat ears at the time. It was only one cat ears, and that cat ears at the time was not cut, like you can't customize it, you can't change it. So the one that you guys see on stream right now, that was the very first model, that was the very first Ame Gakita version. So when I actually do that, there was no whiskey, the only whiskey was that, so I actually have to use that. And the model was actually, because of the round ears, it's not pointy ears, so because of the round ears, I decided to change my model to look like a young version, and as well as that my voice at the time was slightly on the higher pitch. And if anyone is still wondering like this old man, how can an old man have a high pitch? Yeah, I do play horror game. If you can hear this part, if my voice can go high pitch at the time, yeah, that's how young my voice is. It's just that I can't do that anymore. 2 years of doing live streaming really broke my voice, I guess. But yeah, I can't do that voice, I think. But at that time it really do make me sound younger. I got a lot of people telling me that I sound young, especially by the Japanese people, and a lot of people tend to mistaken my age to be around early 20s, even though at the time I was in my late 20s. So I decided to kind of like change my model to look young and sound a little bit young at the time. And a lot of time when I do a lot of laugh or whatsoever, it's always on the higher pitch. It's always like a young guy, but behind the screen is like if you guys imagine like man talking like a young little boy, yep, that's basically in a way. So yeah, but while I did use that model for quite a while, the issue that caused me to decide to change from reality model to a VRoid model later on was one around, I think it was around 1 year after that incident. That was a very simple incident that caused a lot of people to be mad at reality. So reality actually got a controversy where a lot of people can, like I mentioned, people can customize their character. So if you put two and two together in a way, definitely you can understand that yes, there are some people who actually use reality to personate some famous VTuber, including Gagura as well as Kelly Luke Mori. So in a way, we kind of like sit down and think, if people personating a popular VTuber at the time, what's so wrong about it? There is a lot of things a lot of people didn't understand, is that there's something called a gift system within the app. So the gift system itself allow people to give free stuff to the streamer, and all they need to do is they just fake themselves as a character or a personate a VTuber, a popular VTuber, and people will start thinking they are the OG, they are the original one, and they start giving gift, thinking that they are supporting the person, and then the streamer, all they need to do is just convert the gift into cash, and they have cash already. Like seriously, you can actually you can earn from this, though not much, but it is still something. And one of my Japanese friend do actually earn from reality. He's streaming on YouTube and reality at the same time as me, and we kind of like started from the same time. But he was considered way more popular in Japan, considering of his tactic, like running. Each time he get a like or each time he get a gift along the line. So he is quite popular, and hell, even people are willing to give him two freaking PlayStation 5, alright? So in a way, when you kind of like have people able to give you gift and money, obviously people are going to capitalize on that, and obviously people who impersonate popular VTuber are going to do so. So it actually got a lot of people mad when they realized the issue, and in order for me to step away from it, although I'm still streaming on reality itself, I decided to like create my model at that time. So anyone who do notice this model, right, is that all you need to do is that this model is not the one that you guys see me use for all the random chat since episode 0. But anyone who do notice at like go to my episode all the way to like go to the oldest one, and you just go to my random chat episode, you definitely will notice that there is like a lot of model back then that I use, which is basically that hairstyle. So older model that I used for random chat at the time was that specific hairstyle, and a lot of people will be wondering like where did this model come from. But that was the second change. The first it was not the first second change, it's the first change, sorry. So the first change, right, that was the one, and then the second change is the one that I decided to, hey, it looked weird, the model actually looked weird and it looked not fresh or whatever you want to call it. So I decided to like change based on using this model. So the one that you guys see for a lot of episodes, or anyone who are returning or whatever, if you are new, you don't see that model, good. You get used to this easily. But those returning one, I hope you guys can get used to this model from now on. The one thing is that model is still kind of like inspired from the very first model that I used, like the internal pink ear skin and the short hair in a way, and as well as the front band in a way. But I didn't want to have a bigger forehead, so I kind of like move it down, like I modeled the hair to move it downwards to cover up that part, and that is how I've been using that for quite a long while. But considering that I mentioned, it does look like a young little boy. So in order to like change, like I've been calling myself an old man for who now how long? Wait, I'm in my 30s already, mid 30s. If you guys are really questioning anymore, I'm not gonna hide it anymore. But yeah, the one thing I do want to let you guys know is that this model had been with me for about 391 episode of Random Chat. So you have to imagine like for around 1 year plus 2 years or so, or I think around 2 years probably. But it had been one of the model I've been using for quite a long while, and I decided that yeah, sometimes a little bit of change does require. Considering that if people keep on thinking that I'm a young boy, yeah, I feel like it would be weird if I don't change my model to look the age in a way, I guess. So yeah, when I changed to this model, I did make my model a little bit mature, if maybe a little bit grown up. Yeah, in a way, that's my intention. But if people still say that I look like too young for an old man, maybe next time I will add a mustache to my model along the line. Who knows? But yeah, this is basically what I feel it would make me look like for now on. So if you are returning viewers and still wondering, yeah, I hope you guys can get used to this model. This will be the new model that I'll be using from now on. But yeah, I hope that has kind of like explained to many of you about this model that I've been using, the history of my model, and it has been quite a long while since I did a change to my model. Maybe in future, if I do change, probably the hairstyle or maybe the costume. But I think the costume will be likely to be changed more than my hairstyle. I think. From how I feel, the hair actually made me look better. I did, and actually, I'm actually more surprised that when I did do the new export for this model, it actually looked way smoother than the old one that I'm using. So I'm not sure. It looked way smoother, at least from how I look at it, but it may be just my imagination. But who knows? I mean, like at the end of the day, it's still my speculative thought. But again, this is just a random chat. How do you guys feel about this new model? If whether you like it or not, you have your own opinion. Maybe you guys feel like the one I should cover my band all the way, or maybe I should not hide my band along the line. Who knows? Write in the comment section. Maybe we can talk about it. But if not, if you do like this video, don't forget to press the like button and subscribe for more random chat where I talk about stuff that sometimes makes sense, doesn't make sense, or totally random at time. But the one thing I hope is not random is I hope you guys have a nice day or night. Bye.